Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Time for your briefing. Nah, just kidding. Uh, wanted to make a video about my work experience in Nevada, working at warehouses and the factory, the gigafactory in Nevada. I started working in Nevada in 2011. I worked at a warehouse until 2017. I even rode a bus for 3 years. I didn't have a car. I stayed in it was kind of like I was single at the time. I stayed in a motel. It was like a studio because it had its own little kitchen and bedroom. And I stayed there for about a year while riding the bus for about 3 years. After a year of staying in the motel, I moved in with the work buddy, where I stayed there for a couple years. And I used to drink and gamble a lot, smoke cigarettes, just kind of roam the streets of Reno. And back then, I didn't. That was like 10 years ago. No, that was 13 years ago. I used to just kind of do whatever I want. Go eat out every weekend, go gamble every Saturday. But I did work. Oh yeah, I cut this out because I wanted to show. It's backwards, but whatever. It's my Big Daddy vanilla ice cream sandwiches. So, the factories out there. I mean, the warehouses. It was, for me, I didn't have any work experience. I was about mid-20s age, and that's how I started out. And I worked hard. I worked every day. If I could do it, anybody could do it. Riding the bus was a challenge, but it worked. And it was actually, I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't have to pay car insurance. The reason I took the bus was I thought my license was suspended for child support. Well, I was paying child support because I was working. So if I would have just called the child support services, I would have been able to get my license. But then I would have had to get a car, and I didn't really have money. I wasn't good at saving because I was gambling and drinking. But when I moved in with my roommate, that's when I stopped gambling so much. And at that time, I think I got a computer. And after staying with him for about a year, I met my wife, who I dated for about a year. And at that time, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a car. I rented a room where my work buddy and his parents lived, and I honestly didn't really have anything. What did I had my stuff, but I slept on their futon. I had my clothes. I had like my paperwork. Yeah. Like this lemon tea, kind of sweet, tangy. So yeah, but at the warehouse, it was challenging. It was hard. I worked on the dock for like a year, where I loaded trucks, and that was kind of hard. There was hard work. I loading the dock, trucks, trailers. In the summer, it was hot, so just had to stay hydrated. Just push through and keep trying every day until you finally get rotated to somewhat of the front, maybe the front of the next line, where I was working in an area called high volume, where you just put product in a box and tape it, label it. You did that all day. Throw it on a conveyor. It was kind of easy, but I don't know if it's automated at all. But back then, they were just starting to get to automation around like 2016, and they still wouldn't be able to automate the boxing. But I worked in every department. I just showed up every day on time and gave it my all and learned from my mistakes, learned what I could do to get better or get faster. I didn't really like it eventually because you were on production, so you had to meet a quota, which was that was a challenge. But anyways, show off my shirt I got for Christmas last year. Yeah, the Legend of Dad. All right, so that's pretty much it with the warehouses. It's pretty repetitive. It was kind of fun, kind of easy. They did have parties and stuff for, if we met milestones, but it was good pay. It was steady. It was indoors, and riding the bus wasn't too bad. It was kind of cheap. It was like $20 for a week or something, and it was pretty good. I rode the bus for 3 years, and because I didn't really have anything, but yeah, so I quit in 2017, and I went to the gigafactory, and I worked since 2017, and I worked from October 2017 to the end of 2018. I quit and I tried this cannabis farm in technically Sparks, Nevada, up 80, and didn't really work out because the smell was too strong, and my wife didn't like the smell. I kind of liked the smell, but anyways, I quit there, worked at a couple different places, and I went back to Panasonic by 2019 August. And after I went back, I realized that there wasn't a lot of good companies to work for as an intro level. So I made it a point to try to do some schooling, and they offered an apprenticeship for free, which I did. There was a machine operator apprenticeship, which took about a year that I did, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty easy. After I did the operator apprenticeship, I did the maintenance technician apprenticeship. That took about a year and a half, and I would say it was really well worth it because I was trying to apply for maintenance technician, and I couldn't get in because I applied like 8 times, and I barely got interviews. But the interviews basically said you need to learn more. So the apprenticeship was my ticket in, I believe, because I didn't have any experience. The only experience with the machines I had was being an operator, and the apprenticeship. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I can't turn my feet around.
You're okay.
I can't turn my feet around.
Okay, give me a minute. Go sit on the couch.
Help me open this for me. Yeah.
Go sit on the couch. Anyways, I'm not trying to make children's videos. I'm just making videos on my experiences and stuff. I'll get to the kids stuff later, but I do have kids, and that's a long story. Part of the reason I don't put my kids in my videos is because I'm making videos on my experience, on what I can offer on my output. My wife and I do have a Facebook channel for the kids, so I wanted to try to make videos about my experience and to share knowledge to other adults. having kids for me is a blessing, and it's a blessing that I can be in my kid's life because I I have another kid with an ex that I pay child support to, and I the communication is very minimal there, and just because well, she remarried, and um, and I actually we never married, so she didn't remarry, but we were going to get married, and I didn't want to get married, and we just our relationship pretty much fell apart. And I guess I can make videos about that later because I do want to make videos about child support, which I don't really like talking about too much but it is what it is. It is what it is. But with the whole warehouse and factory stuff, if I could do it, I think anybody can do it. You just kind of have to just keep pushing through the grind, and yeah, that's pretty much it. These videos are just kind of like a documentary, my documentary, partly of my life, I guess. But some of it I wanted to share because I feel like I could help somebody out there. I can help somebody and help. Maybe I can inspire someone to try maintenance, try the factory, try the warehouses. Because I mean, I don't plan on staying at the gigafactory forever. It's a really great job, and I've learned a lot, and I've gained great experience. But I want to keep growing and moving up, and moving around, and trying different companies. I don't have anything bad to say about it. I just like to learn, and I think the number one thing for me that helped me move up in the factory was wanting to learn and showing up every day, trying to be positive. Even though it can be tough out there. Yeah, I think it could be tough in any situation, uh, in any workforce, in anybody's life. But you just gotta focus on the positive in life, and yeah. So I hope anybody who has questions would ask or comment. So that's been my work experience in Nevada. It's been pretty good, pretty quick. It's only been since 2011. Looking back, it seems like it's gone by fast, but yeah, I've been very fortunate, very lucky, but I've also worked very hard, and just anytime I deal with any kind of bull crap, I just pretty much turn the other cheek. Just keep moving on. You know, don't let people slow you down or disturb you. I do want to say though, I've been thinking about this because when I started the apprenticeship, the first time I worked at the gigafactory, and for some reason I quit. I just wasn't into it, and I quit when I should have stayed in it. But at that time, my kids were younger, and it was tough. It was a challenge. It was a challenge I wasn't ready for. But when I went back and tried it again, so I had to reapply for the apprenticeship after I went back to the gigafactory. I reapplied for the apprenticeship, and I had to write a letter of why I should be reconsidered. And I kind of told them the story. You know, I had a young kid at that time. She was probably 1 or 2, and it was just a lot of work for me, and I wasn't in the right mind state. I think I was still drinking at the time, and I did have to quit. I did eventually quit drinking, but quitting drinking for me was difficult. It took a long time and a lot of work. But yeah. So it wasn't like I started this stuff and I hit it off right away. I started, kind of failed, quit, whatever, went back, tried it again, kept going, kept applying myself. So if I could do it, you can do it. Got to keep trying.